to Maverrik Live. I'm your host Luke, and today I'm joined by Josh Ramirez.
Hi everyone.
How you doing? You
Hi,
good?
Luke. Yeah.
I'm good. Are you enjoying the Halloween season? Are you a Halloween kind of guy?
I'm more Christmas, to be honest.
You're more. I knew that. So if I asked you, because I've been asking everyone who joins on the Halloween train, do you have a favourite scary movie?
I don't think I do.
You don't have to. No,
I don't.
I'll give it a month's time. I'll ask you for your favourite Christmas movie, and I think you'll be more involved.
Yeah.
So we're talking today. I'm going to jump right into it, like I do every single time of the show. Something we talk about pretty much constantly on Maverrik Live, all of our programming, social selling, and learning how to do it, which is what we're all about. But the reason why we keep going on about it is because no matter what you do when you're posting online, someone's not going to see it until your recent video or piece of your content. No one's going to see it until you recently post. So you need to keep referring, that message going forward. And the reason I brought you especially in, Josh, is because you've had quite a successful run that's going from coming into Maverrik, becoming a social seller, and now you're basically a big part of the social selling team, which is amazing. So I wanted to kind of get your thoughts about the learning process between social selling. So you came in not knowing too much about maybe LinkedIn, not knowing too much about the sales process, but now I'd say you're probably like one of the leading members of the team doing it. So how tough was it going from no knowledge to the knowledge you have now? Was it quite a steep learning curve, or do you feel like you sort of breezed it?
So with the learning, because I was at Maverrik before I was at Maverrik for 2.5 years before, so I learned that bits and bobs, and I'd done a bit of content here and there, but I never done specific content. It was always like funny videos or just resharing stuff. The
engagement posts, essentially, to build brand awareness, which is important during the sales process as well, but it wasn't the hard sell, it wasn't the sales content.
So it wasn't like pain point posts, stuff like that. It wasn't PDFs, it was just videos of like a dog or a cat or something like that.
Yeah.
So in regards to the content, I had to learn all of that. I think I picked that up quite quickly because there was 10 of us posting, so I could just pick out other people's posts and put it into my own. But yeah, so with the content, I picked that up pretty quickly. The bit I think I struggled with the most was speaking to people, especially older salespeople.
Right, yeah.
Because people who've had more experience than me, although we're doing a complete different type of sale, I still didn't feel as confident as I do now.
Yeah.
But as I'm learning everything and I'm feeling more confident in myself.
It's understandable because this is a new way of doing things. It's this social atmosphere. As younger members of the team come in, what happens is that more of the senior members who are used to more traditional ways of selling, you can have a bit of a hard way to break through that tough shell. But you still manage to do it quite quickly. I think people have, as soon as they start talking to you, realizing what you know, you kind of break that barrier down of, oh, I've got someone who's in their early 20s talking to me about this. I've been doing it for like 20 to 30 years. Because that's quite a hard thing to break through. Like, why should I listen to this child?
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's more of the fact that, oh, this person actually knows what we're talking about, and this person actually can help train me to sell on social media.
And it's all about if you have a knowledge and what you're saying is correct and all of that, then it doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're giving advice and what you're giving is correct.
It's mainly confidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say that's a big part of learning to do anything. It's having the confidence to go in, give it a try, and then learn from your past experiences. So in terms of the learning process in general, let's go into more like tools. What do you think was the most important thing to learn, tools-wise? Quite a hard question. I'll jump you right into the deep end. So in terms of you said about content posting, refining the sales message, would you say that, like you said, was that quite a tough thing to do?
I think with a sales message, you almost have to mirror the person you're speaking to.
Yeah.
So if I was speaking to someone and they were being quite formal, then I'd mirror their formality.
Yeah.
But I'd also try and put my personality in it as well. Like, I think, like today I was speaking to this person on LinkedIn, and he almost wrote me a message like it was an email. Yeah. And so I mirrored him for a few messages, but then I almost dropped that. And then what actually happened is he started copying me. Yeah, you break down the barrier of, I want to talk to you about this, kind regards, but then obviously it's social, so you need to have that message chain, and you have to get rid of the kind regards at the end and just have like quick fire back messages. Because creating those conversations is what social selling is all about, isn't it? It's not going through a very long message and then leaving it for a while. You need to continuously talk to this person, get them to trust you in what you're saying, and then not just for a sales point of view, but to create a relationship, to actually like talk to someone properly. Yeah, so we always go off a basis that is around 2 to 3 reciprocal interactions before you can talk shop with anyone. Yeah. So what we try and do is we try and comment on their post first to build that rapport, and then when we go to the messages, you've almost got that knowledge and the familiarity already there.
Yeah.
So then when you go into a message, you're already speaking about, it could be about football, it could be about business straight away, but you've created that already. So
this process from, like you said, the 2 reciprocal points, how long did that take to generate in your own sort of like daily, day-to-day practice? Was it about a couple of weeks in, you were like, okay, today I'm going to talk to these 3 people, and then I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this? Was that really quickly, or did you just sort of pick it up?
I think this is a bit that I struggle with the most. So picking up the interactions, doing that stage, because there's not a system that you can follow exact.
Yeah.
So I could be speaking to Luke, and Luke could reply to me within minutes, and I could have a call with him the next day.
Yeah.
I could be speaking to Luke, and he could take 3 months.
Yeah.
So it's not every single person's the same. Every single person's different. So it's just about knowing when and when not to jump in.
So if you're trying to create like a formulated way of doing things, you need to sometimes break that forward, because otherwise you're going to try and do something into your script or into your like building the strategy. You're like, okay, I need to now pitch to this person because I've been talking to them for 2 weeks. Like, it doesn't work like that. No. That's really quite insightful, actually, because it shows that the way you do things and the way you social sell needs to be flexible. Because otherwise, if you're too regimented, you're going to obviously scare people away.
And it will come across in your messages as well if you're being you're trying to take them down a funnel.
Yeah.
And it's good to go off a script to a certain extent within like regards to what you're saying and even on the sales calls, but you almost have to have that like a one-to-one conversation with someone else. They're going to be like...
And that comes with experience, doesn't it? Because at the start, I'd be like, oh, I need to, say this, or I need to do this.
Say like that, and then that, and then that.
Yeah, it's this, and then this happens. But then a lot of the time, because we're dealing with actual people here, it doesn't work like that. Like, you could say the same thing to one person, like, hey, how's your day? They would say, it's going great. Say that to another person, hey, how's your day? Terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, I am awful. And like, how do you respond to that? That's just a way of like I said, mirroring, seeing, what people are talking about, just jumping on the bandwagon in a sense and getting them to open up a little bit more.
And off the basis of what you said there, some people you'll say, how are you? And they'll say, oh, I'm okay, thanks. Or some will say, yeah, I've had a busy week, I've moved house, I've done all of that, and give you so much more information.
Yeah, and you can open up to so many more questions or follow-up questions. Whereas I'm probably harder in Britain because it's more like, how are you? Fine. Yeah. Even though, no matter how they're feeling, fine. That's it, I'm good. Well, thanks for coming down, Josh, and giving us your insights. And thank you all for watching Maverrik Live. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, and don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube for more Maverrik Lives in the future. Thanks again for coming down, Josh. And thank you all for watching Maverrik Live. We'll see you next time.